To be Oregonian is to be quirky.
What does it mean to be an Oregonian?
Love. I love this state. I grew up here. I moved away right after high school and lived back east. Came back. Love it more than ever.
Being from Phoenix, it's the weather primarily for me. I'm sick of the sun and welcoming the clouds and the rain for a while anyways.
I moved here about 30 years ago from the Middle West, and the main reason I came out here was the environment itself. Not the people, because I didn't really know what the people were like. I had heard they were good folks, but I came because of the environment.
It's beautiful, it's clean, the people are alive and involved, they're really interested in the political process.
Respect for the environment, that's why I chose Portland out of any other place I could have moved.
There's just a spirit here that exists that doesn't exist anywhere else I've been. Yeah.
Perhaps it's this landscape that makes demands on the individual. It requires us to not be passive, just an observer. Those born and raised here, and those who have chosen to live here, all seem to be energized here.
I think that there's a good sense of community here, that it's not necessarily the mentality of being compartmentalized and an individual, but rather part of something bigger than you, which you don't necessarily see in other communities.
And that's one of the things that attracted us, because in Phoenix there's so much sprawl. We wanted to be part of a community that had a sense of looking towards the future. We have children. We want to have natural places for our kids to play in.
I've lived in several large cities, and there's a definite sense of, okay, I'm going from my home into my car, onto the freeway, into the parking garage, into my office cubicle, and then the reverse. Whereas I think people here tend to engage a lot more and see the need and the appreciation for knowing a little bit more about what's going on around them.
There's just something inventive about us, and we always think of something new and exciting. This living room, Portland's living room, where else can you find something like that? Yeah, it's an exciting place.
And while most appreciate our unique lifestyle, there is still the chance that, with this abundance of beauty, something will be lost.
The thing that kind of disturbs me a lot now is I see more and more people who take the environment for granted. Back in the 60s, there was great concern about that. People seem to have their feet on the ground a little bit more. Now they're often up in the air somewhere.
I think people take for granted Oregon. And when you go away from Oregon, you definitely see what it has and what it has to offer.
And I think they just believe mountains and streams and lakes just go on forever, and that's not so.
I think we need to learn not to take it for granted, not to assume that it's always going to be there unless we take care of it and continue to work hard at keeping our beaches and the other parts of our state the way they are. It's not going to just happen by apathy and sitting back and doing nothing.
SOLV uniquely fills this need. If an Oregonian is someone who is part of a greater idea, a greater ideal, then SOLV allows everyone to fulfill their individual vision of what an Oregonian is through community involvement, through volunteerism.
Volunteerism is the cornerstone of it.
I think that's what we need to do as citizens. You have to volunteer. You can't get paid for everything. The payoff is somewhere down the road with the kids in particular.
We definitely think people should participate in multiple levels. One is getting out there and teaching our children, mentoring our children about how to participate and help keep our environments clean.
Get involved, get committed in the political process, be interested in the schools and our children and their future. There's some improvements that can be made, but only if we get involved and do it.